Good morning, everybody. Hello, how is everybody today? Today is Tuesday, February 23rd, and it is a cloudy, rainy day here in New Jersey. And welcome as you're all coming in. I hope you're all doing well today. And welcome to our new location for our videos. I am so excited. This is where I wanted to be, but it wasn't verified and I didn't have live video. So I am so happy that we're here and it's where it should have been from the beginning. So I hope you'll all like the page because, good morning, Irina, how are you? Because I now think that since you like the page, you'll get instant notifications. So if you guys like the page, let me just spin this chair around a little bit. And you did get notification, let me know. What? I almost lost you guys. Anyway, welcome, welcome, welcome. Today we are talking about 10 ways to save money every day, a topic that I love, and I hope you'll get a lot of information from it. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Joanne. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Jackie. We are, again, talking 10 ways to save money every day. Now, this is a great topic, and I love talking about it because it was one of the things that we did and if you've read my book and if you've listened to my previous videos, you know that we were in a lot of debt and unemployed and things got crazy in our lives, and we had to make some big changes in how we approached our spending. And obviously we already talked about setting up a budget. And you know what? I'm so touched by so many of you that emailed me after that last video, emailed me, commented, messaged me about how you really, from that video, you really took time to look through your budget and what you spent over the last year and how it was an awakening for you. And I'm so happy that that has inspired you to really look at your finances, because, you know, I said in the other video, couponing alone is not going to save you money if you're wasting it in other areas. So it's very important to start there. And couponing is really going to get you saving on your groceries, but there's so many ways in your life that you can make changes. And when I look back at all the years that we were married and all of the ways we wasted money besides just our groceries, it's just really crazy. And, you know, what has happened is I've had a much bigger appreciation for the things that I have now, and I wish I had had them before. Hello, everybody. Hi, Trisha. Hi, Lucci. I wish I had had them before, so that I could really appreciate the things that I have now and not waste money trying to maybe make myself happy with new purchases. So, you know, what I don't do a lot now is impulse purchases, and I did a lot of impulse purchases, I think, and that got us into a lot of debt. I have to stop myself a lot of times. You know, I'm out shopping and I'm like, oh, I want that, I need that, and you know, I think about what I'm buying before I buy it, and so many times, I'd say 8 times out of 10, I put things back and say, you know, I don't really need that. Except I think when it comes to fuzzy socks. Fuzzy socks and me have this thing where I just have to buy fuzzy socks. I don't know why. I even have them on now. See my fuzzy socks? But I love fuzzy socks, okay? So it's my impulse buy. But really what I'm trying to say is, really think about what you're buying and think twice. You love fuzzy socks too? Oh, good. I'm not the only crazy person. But you really think about what you're buying is what I'm trying to say. You know, even now we have we're debt free and we have a, wiggle room in our budget. And I still, to this day, yes, Trisha says, yes, fuzzy socks are life. I agree. I have to have my fuzzy socks. But I still have wiggle room in my budget. And we still, to this day, think about everything we buy and how we buy it. So I have 10 things that I want to go through that are, and there's so many of them, and I'm going to continue with this each week and touch base on a few more things, but there's so many of them that you can think twice about before you buy. So I'm going to go through them. And this is not to say that when I list these that don't buy any of these things or don't do anything, but I want to just set something in your head, that in your mind, to make you think about how you're going about your spending and where you can make some changes each week, each day, actually. And also, too, if you have any questions, please feel free about anything. It doesn't even have to be about ways to save money every day. Any couponing, anything you have, please leave it in the comments. At the end, I'll look through any questions that you may have and be happy to respond to them. Or if I don't get to them this one, I'll get to them the next video tomorrow. But the first thing I'd like to tell you is to make sure you make a list of the things that you need. And I don't just mean groceries, which are groceries, that's important too, because how many times do I wind up at ShopRite or a store and I'm like, did I have enough milk in my refrigerator? And then you buy it because you weren't sure, and you get home and you have too much, and then some of it goes to waste because you don't use it enough. So make sure you make a list. I've started using it on my phone now, so I always have it there to refer to if I'm out. Usually for me, because I'm very particular about the coupon items that I buy, but usually for me it's like produce and dairy products that are not coupon related. So if I'm out, I pick things up. Anyway, make sure you make a list, but it's not just grocery items. It's also items that you need in your home. If you need a water filter or anything, a light bulb, anything, make sure you make a list that you keep so that when you are out shopping or online, that you're able to refer to your list and see where you can get the best deal for those items. Another thing is, and some of you may cringe and you might be holding that cup of coffee you bought already this morning, but stopping buying coffee can save you like $1,000 a year. And it's so easy to make your coffee in the morning and invest in a nice mug that you can use. And I really cut back on that. I very, very rarely buy coffee out. If you ever see me with a cup of coffee that I've bought, it's probably free or with a gift card or something like that, because I cannot stand wasting money on buying coffee out. So that's another way to save money every day. Another thing is buying your lunch out. I know if you're working in the work field and you're out there, or even if you're not, if you're just running around your day doing your errands or things like that, cut back on those lunches out. I mean, that saves a lot of money each year. You can save like around $1,500. See, I just saved you $2,500 for this year by cutting down on your coffee and cutting down on your lunches. That's a lot of money that you could be saving on things. We rarely buy lunches out, and again, when I say cut back, I mean cut back. You don't need to stop completely unless you're really on a strict budget. But really cut back on these things. Look at how much you're spending and how much you could be saving. Another way to save every day is to make sure that you're buying, and we touched on this once before in a video, make sure that you're buying your produce that's in season. Buying it in season saves you a lot of money. Buying cherries in the middle of the winter, well, those are going to be expensive cherries. If you like cherries, wait until they're going on sale in the summertime to buy them. So really you could save a lot of money if you are always buying in season. And when you are buying in season, and we spoke about this once before, buy extra, chop it, freeze it, so that you have it throughout the whole year. Another way to save, my fifth tip, is to plan your shopping trips together to save gas. So if, for me, if I'm going to the dog groomer and then to the office and I have to go to a store, a specific store, I'll think about what is on my route to those places and see if there's any place that I want to catch a deal. Is CVS on the way? Is Rite Aid on the way? Oh, I'll stop there. Since we're going to be going past there, let me just check and see if there's something I need at Rite Aid. So I really try and lump them together because it's such a waste of money in gas. You're saving so much on your couponing, and then you're wasting it, chasing down deals with your gas. So really try to plan your trips together. Number 6 is check your clearance at every single store you go into. That is what I do each and every time I walk into a store. First thing I do is go to the clearance section. What do they have? What can I get for a bargain? Now, again, just because you find things that are a great price doesn't mean that you should buy it. That is a waste of money. If you don't need it, then don't get it. But so many times I look through and, I was looking for a certain color top or something, and let me check the clearance section first. I always do that in every single store. So make sure you do that. Number 7 is use up, I love this one, use up items in your fridge. We try and do this about once a week. I'll just open the fridge and look through what is there. What's looking wilty? Is my lettuce looking wilty? Are these peppers looking soft? Do I need to use up some leftovers? I'll look at everything that's in the refrigerator and try and come up with a meal around those items that are going bad, so I don't waste them, because wasting your food is really a just big waste of money. So that's actually fun to do, because you could come up with some fun recipes, and I've come up with some bombs too. But we were eating them like, wow, this is horrible. But give it a try. Once a week, look in your refrigerator. What do I have going bad? What can I make with those items? Number 8 is constantly check your household expenses, like your insurance, your utility bills, your cable bills. This is actually my husband's favorite thing to do, and I am more than happy to give it to him because I don't have the patience for it, but he loves going through the bills. The bills come in, they're raised, they're this, and he works to try and get them cheaper. He asks cable, asks utility bills, how can we cut this? His big thing right now is cutting on our utility bills, like our heating and our electric bill. That he's trying to find from ways in the house, like what are we doing or can we do better to reduce the bill. But a lot of times you can ask them how you can save, or can we get a discount, especially on cable. If you do that once a year, a lot of times you get discounts. So that's a great tip for at least whoever's better at that in your household, have them do it. That's my husband. Number 9, am I on number 9? Yeah, number 9 is shop for clothes at discount places like Marshall's, like outlet stores, but be careful with the outlet stores. Make sure you know your prices on some things. Consignment shops, even online, there are great consignment shops online, like ThreadUp is one of them, and you can get great deals on slightly used clothes that are designer. And also Goodwill. I think a lot of people don't give Goodwill the credit it deserves. A lot of times you go into Goodwill and there are products and items and clothing that still have brand new tags on them. I don't know if you know it or not, but Target will send their stuff to Goodwill when it's over season, hasn't sold, and things like that. So, it's a great place to check out. And I love consignment shops as well. And number 10 is find way for this group of tips is find ways to repurpose and reuse items that you already have. And it's funny too, when I think about things, this is stuff that my grandmothers and my great-grandmothers did because they didn't have a choice. They didn't have these extra items that they could buy to do things. So for instance, I have a video on my page about using the top of a peanut butter cap to make hamburger patties, perfect hamburger patties. Instead of going out and buying a hamburger patty maker, use the top of a peanut butter lid. I know my grandmother used to have old like butter margarine containers, and she used to use all of them to keep her food instead of going out and buying, you know, plastic or glass containers. We used to have the regot containers in the, and if you're not Italian, regot is ricotta, I guess, for more American version of it, but regot containers are the big containers. And she used to fill them with all kinds of things. So, you know, you never knew when you opened the refrigerator if it was really regot or butter in there. But, you know, this is what they did. And we need to go back to those things, back to the basics, instead of just constantly buying things that we don't really need. And that's huge savings right there. So I hope this didn't sound too much like a lecture, because these are just tips that I've really refocused on in my life and looked at and said, you know, where am I really wasting my money and where can I save? So I hope these tips helped you. We're going to touch on these each week so that we can, you know, really zero in on more ways to save. Let me see if there's any, I just see, do you do meal planning? That's a good question, Natalie. I think I'm talking to Natalie. It's Tom Natalie. I'm guessing this is a husband and wife account, but I think I'm talking to Natalie. And if I'm not, let me know. I don't do meal planning. I have a freezer meals that I did, and we'll post the link to the freezer cooking if you didn't see that. But in my freezer, I have all of these meals that I make for the crock pot. So I take those out when I have days that I'm not going to be able to really cook a great meal. I take those out. So I don't actually do meal planning, but I think it's a great thing to do. Someone just did it with Verizon Fios. How do you save $11,000 a year on groceries? How much do you typically spend per week? Well, I used to. Now, that back when I never couponed, I used to spend about $15,000 a year on my groceries. And that year and the following 3 years, cut that down to $11,000 less. So I went from over $300 a week to about $50 a week. Since then, I've increased my budget so that we can eat a little bit healthier, because at $50 a week, you're not getting a whole lot of dairy and or I should say produce and things like that. So we've increased it. We went to about $75 a week. I do have a budget of about $100 a week now, but we only wind up spending about $75, sometimes $100. So it's through couponing and strategic buying and stocking up on things, which we've touched base on other videos. So if you haven't seen the other videos, make sure you take a look at that. Let's see. I love thrifting. Good, good, good. Let's see if there's anything else. Just some people talking about, is it true? Went to Stop and Shop this morning, was told the Huggies Pull-Ups is discontinued. I'm not sure the deal or the Pull-Ups themselves. I put duct tape on my reused containers with a Sharpie with the new item. Oh, good idea. That's a good idea. Megan posted the 20 slow cooker freezer meals for under $120. That really saves a lot of money because you're prepared. It takes one day to make about 40 meals or 20 meals, sorry, and you're good for a while. We just use them about maybe twice a week or so. And I'm actually working on one for springtime vegetables in the springtime produce in the crock pot. So I'm going to be posting that in the next month. pull-ups themselves? I don't know. I'm not sure. I never heard that. Interesting that they said that. Do you coupon? Do you use a coupon binder? I absolutely do coupon. And if you're new here, go make sure you go to livingrich.with-coupons.com so you can see all of our matchups. And I don't use a coupon binder, but I use a file folder, and we have that on previous videos, so make sure to go back on the previous videos that I've posted, and we'll actually maybe we'll put a link here on how I organize my coupons. So that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for coming here and visiting with me. Thank you for letting me into your home or your office or wherever you may be today. I am very honored to be able to speak to you guys, that you're and you're happy that and I'm so happy that you're saving tons of money. Tomorrow we're talking about 10 things to avoid buying at the grocery store. There are things that you should not buy, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. So have a great day and keep on couponing. Bye.